Where are we? What are we doing?
We are in the middle of the ocean, headed towards Bermuda.
All right. What was last night like?
Last night was the most luxurious sleep I've had the past several days. The engine was on, the boat was flat, there was no slamming. It was perfect.
There it is. See him? Yeah, right off port. Center port.
No reaction. Working here. Hey, dolphins!
How are they so far out?
They live in the ocean. Tell us a little more about this boat project today, Keith.
All right. So one of the things that we've been working on is getting the reefing line set up so that nobody has to go up on the foredeck in order to bring down a reef in the sail, to make the sail area smaller. So what we have is on the clew side, which is the aft end of the sail, we have 3 lines. Those were always there. So we have 3 different reefing points. So what we did was we matched those on the front, so we have specially dedicated lines, which we didn't have before, and those 3 lines go up into the point of the point in the sail where they come down again. And then they come down again and run back to what I've called the piano of clutches. So we have a group of clutches where all the ropes come through just by the main hatch. And so all those we organized how they came through so that they're all in one place, and we had to run them underneath the deck in places, and so it's kind of a big project, but it's going to make everything a lot easier because basically now one person can reef the sail and unreef the sail from one location.
Can you explain what reefing a sail is?
So reefing a sail is basically making the sail smaller. So basically the sail's a triangle, and you take a line across the base of that triangle, and then you pull with the ropes on either side of that triangle. Pinch. And it folds the sail, basically folds the sail, and so the sail comes down from the top and makes the entire area of the sail smaller.
And why would you want to have a smaller sail?
So when you have bigger winds, you can reduce the amount of sail that you have up. So that gives you less power, and it also gives you less heeling. So when the wind hits the sail, it pushes the sail, and because the boat's essentially floating, when it pushes the top of the sail,
Essentially floating. It damn well better be actually floating. Do you know what you have when you're on a boat that's not floating? A dangerous emergency situation. What do you mean?
This is what I have to live with.
What do you mean virtually floating?
When the wind pushes on the top of the sail, it causes the top to essentially tip over. This is where the heeling. Thank you.
Well,
I'm working in the peanut gallery.
If you said healing, I would ask you to explain healing. And so thank you. Brian, shut your mouth. He's trying to explain something. Be more supportive, like
so
me.
The heel angle of the boat. So we're looking at the back of the boat now. The heel angle of the boat. If you have less sail area up, especially up high, there's less wind. The wind has less to push against, and so the boat will stand up straighter in the same amount of wind. So that gives us a lot of control over how much sail area we have, and helps us have better control over the boat in heavy wind.
And so 2 nights ago, we had like 25 knot winds, and we were sailing upwind, and we were leaning over like 35 degrees.
Yeah.
What does that feel like when you're out here on the deck?
It's a little bit crazy. It's kind of like just moving around is like living on a jungle jet. Because you can't, like, going from one side of the boat isn't like stepping onto the other side of the boat. You literally have to climb, and especially because usually when it's heeling that amount, there's usually a little bit of motion with it, and so you're literally climbing from one section of the boat to the other.
And it punches you. The boat punches you.
Because it'll move suddenly, and then you'll get a table in the ribs or a winch handle in the shoulder or something like that.
Okay, and then what does it feel like when you heel over at 35 degrees and you're down below?
It depends on what you're doing. If you're actually trying to do anything,
No chance.
No chance.
Just
It's the jungle.
painful,
It's the
horrible.
jungle gym again.
Yeah.
When you're in your bed, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
You have the lead cloths, which are essentially you have a bed, but then you have a wall on one side and a lead cloth on the other to separate you from another bunk. And that lead cloth is designed to keep you in. And so actually, when you're heeled over that much, it usually turns into essentially a hammock.
Yeah.
So you get to, if you're leaning in the right direction, you get to sleep in a hammock that night.
It's pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
All right. This is all for Keith's sailing terminology definition section, which hopefully we'll have a repeat of this in the future, especially with Brian and Mike mocking you while you do it. I think that adds
that's my favorite part.
That adds some spice
favorite part.
to the flavor here. What knot are you going to show us today?
I don't know what it's called. We can like adjust it like a bracelet.
Okay, you want to show my own?
Yeah. Just do a regular knot.
Do you know that sailors call that a square knot?
This.
Yep.
You take the other one and you make a small loop over here, and then you pull it through.
Through the loop. Nice work. And then you can adjust it. Hey Brian, where are we? Where is Brian?
Je suis ici. We're on our final approach to Bermuda from Puerto Rico on the second leg of Pommes Frites crossing. And it is a beautiful sunny morning, level seas. We finally have enough wind to sail. We've been motoring for 22, 24 hours through a very high pressure system with very low wind. But we're here. The sail that you see behind me is now dubbed Frankin-Sail, which we used to call the Skye sail. But you'll see, if you look closely, and if you see it in person sometime, a lot of extra stitching and seams.
At one point it was in 7 pieces. After the 3 people here on the foredeck, Keith, Brian, and I, well, we got all tangled up and we slashed it to bits with knives to save the rig. But a shout
Rumors
out,
of a samurai sword are not true.
Yeah, there was actually no samurai sword. Probably.
It was actually this.
What are you taking that knife out in front of the sail for? What are you doing?
No!
Just
Put it
Put
away!
it away!
Object example.
A shout out to Vicente at North Sails Portugal, who drove to where we were in Nazaré, which was over an hour away, picked up the sail. They spent 40 hours restitching it at their loft, and then we helped us deal with customs and everything, getting the boat back to the United States, and it's as good as new.
And it's beautiful. And I think a lot of us weren't sure if we would see it again flying. And we're here able to use it in the perfect conditions to get us to our destination today.
Keith, how's your trip going so far?
Today is great. Earlier there was a lot of motoring and a lot of pounding of the boat. You'll have to edit that out for the children.
Oh hell no, that's staying in. Yeah?
So that was, I mean, it was a crossing, but it wasn't the most pleasant thing in the world.
Yeah.
And now it is a beautiful sunny day. Frankin-Spin is up. And we are really close to our destination, which is all.
So we are on day 5 of what was going to be a day 4-day crossing on our way from Puerto Rico to Bermuda, stopping there for hopefully a little bit, and then on our way to Rhode Island. Crew with me is 4 of the people who took the boat, 4 of the 8 folks who took the boat from France all the way over to Puerto Rico, and then also Guy's wife Ashley and their 2 kids have joined us as well. So an 8 and a 10-year-old on a 1,000-mile ocean crossing, which was nerve-wracking to say the least, but
They have
everything's
been
safe.
awesome.
They have been awesome. And I'm excited because we're about 50 miles from our destination. It is gonna feel like it takes half the time. It's gonna feel like a long. We had no wind really for the last 30 hours after way too much wind before that. So we went from slamming into high sea state to just motoring for a day. But now we're sort of chill, sailing with our big sail up. almost think in the distance you should be able to see Bermuda. It looked like a cloud right on the horizon. Can't see it yet. I've done about 5,500 miles out here this year. Been 1,000 miles from Puerto Rico up here to Bermuda. I think we've had every weather. Just blasting into the waves, 25 knot winds, total calm with 0. Now we're in a downwind sail to the island, last 50 miles. This boat is great. I mean, Pogo just put together an amazing boat. It's taken a lot of learning to figure out how to really use it well, but we're starting to get it dialed in. It feels good. The blue, it's just the deepest blue you could ever imagine. This is my happy place. I love sailing.